Very interesting example. We have five subcategories and the profit amount. If you make a chart, you notice that three of these subcategories have incurred a loss, and obviously the column is coming below the x-axis. Now this clearly is not looking presentable. The first change that we want to make is to double click on the label, select labels, and then make sure that we are not putting it next to axis, but we are putting it low. This will make sure that the label doesn't clash with the columns, but it comes below all the columns. Once we have done that, our requirement now is to make sure that any number below the zero line is red in color and any number above the zero line is green in color. Now, of course, we can do it manually, but that would not automate the process for us. Hence, what I want to do is to write a simple formula which will help us identify the negative and the positive numbers. Let's see how we do this. So let me remove the chart. We'll create that chart once again. I say these are negative and these are positive values, which means that if the value is less than 0, then I want to show the value. Otherwise, I want to show a blank. So you notice that only these three are shown because we have said that only the negative values should be shown. Let's just copy the formula. And this time we want to do the opposite. We only want to show the positive values. This means that only these two values will be shown. Now when we make a chart, I will only select column 1, 2 and 3. We'll make a chart. And we get something like this. Right? Let's see what is happening. So it is, let me do that once again. Okay, for some reason it is not showing me accessories. Let's see why that is happening. Wait a second. Let me see if I can, you know what? Let's remove the profit column for a moment and let's see if it works now. Okay, so we again go back to change chart type and we want this one, the second one, right? Excellent. So you notice that we are getting different colors for the positive and the negative values. Very cool, right? By writing this formula, or rather two formulas, what we have managed to do is to make sure that the ones below 0 are blue and the ones above 0 are orange. The rest is fairly simple. Let me increase the width of the bar. So we'll decrease the gap width. And just think about it very carefully. Right now, you notice that the gaps are there. But if you look very, very carefully, the reason there is a gap between accessories and binders is because accessories has the negative as minus 458 and the positive is 0. So even though there is a bar here, you're not able to see it because it's a 0 value. If I change this to 200, you will notice that that bar appears. Makes sense, right? But then why is it showing us a blue, which is the negative, and not showing us the other one because it's a 0 value? But we don't need both of them. We just need to show one of them. So I'll double click and make the series overlap 100%. Now this means that either the negative or the positive is shown, right? Think about it. For any category, any subcategory, accessories, let's say, the negative is minus 458, which is shown here. Where is the positive? The positive is actually above it. For example, if I put it 200, you will notice that you can see the 200 here. But because it is a 0, obviously you can't see that value at all. This means that above this blue bar, there is a positive number. Below this orange bar, there is a negative number. Why can't we see them? Because all these values are 0. Think about it this way. There is a 0 here. There is a 0 here. There's a 0 here. 1 is here. And the final one is above this. But to the end user, the user doesn't realize that there is a 0 value which they can't see. So what do they think? The user would feel that this is the negative and this is the positive. Now I can simply color them. So we'll select all the negative numbers and make it red. We will select all the positive and make it Great. Wonderful, right? Now see how it works. Tomorrow, when accessories was not a negative but a positive, what will happen? If this was not minus 458 but this was positive 458, very simply, it will become green like this. If this was not negative, it was, let's say, positive 200, then it would appear like this. If bookcases was a negative and I put it as minus 300, then my visual appears like this. So what we have managed to do here is to keep different colors for positive and negative values, and we have made it dynamic. This means that the user does not have to do any other intervention. The result will come automatically.